Hello everyone and welcome to The Sims Lore. Today we're looking into the undercover agent working within Lucky Palms. So grab your snacks and let's find out who drained that lake. Don't forget to subscribe and like this if you enjoyed it. But before we get into this video, aren't you guys sick and tired of not finding any substantial lore in The Sims 4? Well, fear not, because starting today, I'm calling out all lore fans and aspiring writers to come up with lore for The Sims 4 and upload the families and households to the gallery with the hashtag THESIMSLOREYT. I will be choosing my top 10 favorites, play the storyline provided, and there will be a winner at the end of each second week. The lore can be anything you want: murder mysteries, family dramas, cheating, supernatural, aliens. It can be anything really, with some exceptions. I honestly think this gives us a great opportunity to populate Sims 4 neighborhoods and add a little bit of spice to our games. I actually can't wait to see what you guys come up with. The rules and guidelines will be available in the description below. Alright, now let's get into the video. Across the highway from Lucky Palms, there is somewhat of a mini neighborhood populated with 5 households. At first glance, there are 2 large empty craters in the sand, and it seems that one of them has the remains of a wooden bridge and a small amount of water to the left. If you inspect the mini neighborhood, you can see that all of the lots are called Lakeside Drive, which leads me to believe that these craters used to be lakes. It's believed that criminals drained the lake and destroyed the neighborhood's economy. The science lab and criminal warehouse are also located close to the area where the lake used to be, hinting to the culprit and the raised criminal activity in the area. This story could be a reference to the California water wars, where the city of Los Angeles diverted water from valley lakes, causing disruption to the local economy, which caused conflict between the city and the farmers. The mini neighborhood seems to be very high in criminal activity, and I think the town of Lucky Palms had someone come in undercover to investigate. So let's take a closer look at that household. Special Agent Taj Diwan is deep undercover in his investigation of the drained lake bed and the Sims who live there. To aid his deception, he's brought his family with him. Aided by his dedicated and supportive wife Zara, he has infiltrated the small neighborhood and is investigating criminal activities in the area. The family lives at 117 Lakeside Drive in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home called Lakeview Manor, whose description reads, "This shorefront property is one of the larger and more elegant homes in the neighborhood. Although we cannot guarantee the presence of water, we do promise sand, and we're almost sure the water might come back. Like the bio suggests, their house is one of the nicest in the area. Outside, they have a parked Buan Speedster YL, which retails at 85,000 simoleons. Just going by that, I don't think Taj's undercover gig is going to last much longer. Inside, it's really nicely furnished. Their living room is fully equipped with a fireplace, a bar, a nice seating area, a dining table, and a nice kitchen. In his son's bedroom, he has a bookshelf, a desk with a laptop and stereo, and a dresser. Right next to this room is a bathroom, to which he doesn't have access to directly from his room. Taj and Zara's room is also pretty nice, equipped with a bookshelf, dresser, a TV, and a seating area, and also an ensuite bathroom. I mean, as long as they sell the car and don't invite anybody in, I think Taj's undercover operation is safe. So let's take a closer look at each one of them. We'll first start with Taj. His bio reads, "Taj has dreamed of being a secret agent ever since he was a small lad. Taj Diwan is in his mid-adult years and has the Taurus star sign, and he is brave, a workaholic, has no sense of humor, is athletic, and a computer whiz. His favorites are indie music, tri-tip steak, and the color blue. He is friends with Ezekiel Reed, Emmy Irwin, Barry Gilbert, has an okay relationship with his wife Zara, is distant friends with Pansy Northrop, Lola Lancaster, acquaintances with Cornelius Van Deen, and his law enforcement partner Clark Bellamore, and is disliked with Richard Irwin and his own son Sahan Diwan. And by the looks of it, he dislikes him more than Richard. Wow, what?" Taj works as an undercover specialist in the law enforcement career, where he really needs to improve his relationship with his partner Clark. He has 2 skill points in logic, 1 in athletic, and 1 in charisma. In his inventory, you can find his high school diploma, a police cruiser, cause that would fit snugly in your backpack, his law enforcement beeper, a digital camera, an umbrella, a Landgrab laptop, and a book titled Zombies? Zombies. His lifetime wish is to become a Renaissance sim, which is clearly conflicting with his bio that says he's always wanted to become an undercover cop. So let's take a closer look at his wife Zara. Her bio reads, Zara has dedicated her life to her family and supports her husband in his career endeavors. Zara is in her late young adult years and has the Aries star sign. She is handy, a natural cook, good, family-oriented, and charismatic. Her favorites are Latin music, ratatouille, and the color spiceberry. She is friends with her next-door neighbour Isadora Bard, has an okay relationship with her husband, is distant friends with Lola Lancaster, her son Sahan, Emmy Irwin, and Richard Irwin, and acquaintances with Cornelius Van Dien. Zara is unemployed and has 3 skill points in cooking, 1 in gardening, and 1 in handiness. In her inventory, you can find the usual, but also a book titled Jetpacks, Wind Carvers, and Zephyrs, Oh My. Her lifetime wish is to have a golden tongue and golden fingers. So last but not least is their son, Sahan. His bio reads, Sahan is less keen than his mother on supporting his father and living in the desert. He would rather be in town in a large house with a large pool. Sahan is a teen and has the Libra star sign. He is a bookworm, artistic, a snob, and childish. His favorites are indie music, hamburgers, and the color blue. He is a high school student with an overall grade of C. He is best friends with Ethan Tanner, is romantically involved with Piper Sparks, is distant friends with his mother Zara, acquaintances with Cornelius Van Dien, and disliked with his dad, Taj. He has 1 skill point in fishing, which kind of makes me think that him and his dad used to go fishing together maybe before they moved to Lucky Palms when they had a better relationship. In his inventory, you can find the usual, but also a book titled Do I Exist? Now let's have a look at the neighbours. I won't go into too much detail about them since they're not really crucial to the story, however they're still pretty interesting. So here's the gist about the household's The Unlikely Twosome. Ezekiel inherited his father's home before the lake was drained illegally. He was unable to sell the house due to the house values dropping because of the lake, and so he found housemate Pansy Northrop. Can this unlikely twosome cohabitate in peace, or will their differing personalities lead to conflict? Despite her name, Pansy is a really tough gal who works in the military career. Her bio reads, with a no-nonsense attitude and a slightly scary demeanour, Pansy has always had a hard time making friends. Her traits really reflect that, and she has quite a few distant friends, including Taj and her housemate Ezekiel. She is, however, good friends with Naomi Nita. Pansy is pretty skilled, and her room really reflects her career and interests, as she has warplanes on her wallpaper and a cowprint peg deck machine. Ezekiel seems to be the complete opposite of Pansy. He works as a paperboy and his favourite food is French toast. His bio reads, Ezekiel collects garden gnomes and lawn flamingos. His room is very colourful and is true to his bio as it has a few garden gnomes and lawn flamingos. These can also be seen outside their house as well. I also think Pansy drives the truck and Ezekiel drives the smaller blue car. I'll put the rest of their details up on screen, so if you guys are more interested in them, you can pause. The Dewan's next door neighbour is an elderly woman named Isadora Bard who loves everything eccentric and shiny. Her bio reads, kooky but sweet, Isadora likes loud clothing and shiny objects. And I have to say, her house is the craziest I've seen so far in the Sims 3 neighbourhood. Everything is really colourful and eccentric, I love it. She has loads of distant friends, but she seems to be good friends with Zara. Isadora seems to be really interested in gardening, as she has a pretty good quality garden right outside the entrance of her home, and her lifetime wish is to have the perfect garden. I'll put the rest of her details up so you can pause and read if interested. Next up is the Gilbert household. Single dad of 2, Barry made a poor decision after his wife's death. It's said that he paid double what the cozy lakefront abode was worth and is stuck with his poor investment. The bills are high and the lake is dry. Will this family stick together through these tough times? Other than being friends with most of his neighbours, there's not much there about Barry or his kids. The story told here is pretty tragic, but I'm sure you guys can find a lovely and preferably rich partner for Barry so him and his kids can get out of there. Or not, you can also make them suffer and let them stay there. Depends on how you play. But just so you know, you're being judged. Okay, so it seems that his next door neighbours are pretty much harmless, but pretty quirky. I think from my last video, we pretty much know who's at fault for the lake. And that's none other than Emmy Irwin, who lives down the road from the Dewans and is a thug in the criminal career. It's interesting that her and Taj are friends, but they don't know each other's jobs yet. It might be a Mr. and Mrs. Smith situation? Maybe not. But I do think Emmy doesn't actually mean harm. From last week, we determined she's not really mean, she's just a bit crazy and has the wrong lifetime wish. I don't really think crime is what she's supposed to be doing. But maybe it's best if she's locked up. Like I said, I still believe her daughter Cricket should get out of there. Who knows, maybe Emmy can plead insanity and go to a mental institution instead of prison? Or maybe she can get out before Taj figures out who the criminal is. How are you guys gonna play with this household? And also, who's your favorite resident of Lakeside Drive? Let me know in the comments. Alright guys, there you have it. Lots of info on the undercover agent in Lucky Palms. I'd like to thank my patrons Negative Dana, Papa Khan, Leo Thompson, Artsy Flashback, Nathan Lim, Caitlin Luigi, Mr. Nedge, A Wild Kitty Cat, Keita John the Arcane Archer, Carolyn, Andreas, Whitney, Hannah S, Amy Louise, Charlie, Libby Young, and Perlog Anwil. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. That's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and let me know your theories in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more lore and updates. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!